Reporting to you guys live again from my front porch with another My Take. I want you guys to understand that My Takes is my opinions and my tips that I like to give you. These are tips and things that I just think that I should pass on to you. Things that I've learned to study and learned to do to figure out certain things. Movies and television shows these days and in the past have been revealing some amazing truths to us about our world, and a lot of people don't seem to see it. So I'm going to make a list of all of these videos. I'm only going to start with one because it just gave me this idea as I was in the room on YouTube watching movies, because I got bored, so I went and watched movies, free movies on YouTube, and one I saw was called Masters of the Universe. I don't know if you guys know about He-Man and his story, and I don't really know too much about it. I mean, everybody knows who He-Man is, but I never really got into the story. But when I saw Masters of the Universe, something just made me think, there's probably something in this film. So I clicked it, and the first, and I'm going to put a link to it so you guys can watch it as well. And I haven't watched the whole thing. But the first 5 minutes of the video, y'all, this guy comes on and he's dressed in all black. He's got like a skull face, and he's sitting on a throne, like a little throne type thing. And then there's a lady that he calls his prisoner standing not too far from him, and she's dressed in all white. And they have a conversation about light and darkness. And this guy basically is trying to be a dictator and rule everything. And he takes her power from her somehow. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he pops up like in this visual effect thing. And in a world, I guess, where He-Man is. And He-Man is standing on a rock with his sword. And he's looking up at the guy. And the guy is telling everybody, basically, he's the new all-powerful being. And anybody who doesn't bow to him or anybody who tries to go against him will be destroyed. And he talks about the new age. He says the new age begins or something. I don't know the exact quote, but I'm going to find it and put it in the description box. If I can't find it, I'll just write it because it's not that long. But I want to give you a link to it. And this is related to Bill Cooper because he told us this so many times. I'm also going to put a link into the Majesty 12 document that he wrote. And it starts from like Star Trek. I think that's the first movie he talks about, and then he goes into a bunch of other movies and the first show that he talks about on it is Star Trek, and then he goes into a bunch of other movies and stuff, and he breaks down the symbology in the movies. So when you're watching these movies, you have to look for that symbology, so you can see that they know the movies are telling us more truth than college and in school or any school in this world is telling us, and people aren't looking at it because they're not looking at it with the right mind. And so a lot of you guys, you go to these movies and you don't understand. You're basically laughing at your own doom. You're laughing at your own demise, and your masters on the screens are putting it right in front of you, and you're paying them to go watch the demise. See, I watch movies when they come out or they're free, or I can go to Goodwill and get a VHS tape or something like that for $1. But all of these movies have symbology in it. And if you don't look for it, you have to really observe. Listen to what they're saying. Look at the things that are going around in the background. Think about the names. I mean, the guy who takes the power from the lady in the white, whatever her name is, I think her name was Gray Skull or something like that. I could be wrong with the names here, but I'm pretty sure that the guy who took the power from her, his name was Skeletor. Now, Skeletor, Skull. What are you guys thinking of when you hear these things? Do you even think about Skull and Bones? Oh, man, this list right here is going to be, it's going to blow. I'm telling you, it's going to knock your socks off because another movie just came into my mind. And I think it was with Paul Walker, matter of fact. And I'm going to, I'm glad that slipped in my mind. I'm going to put it down to the list. I mean, some of these movies you can't just view for free. You might have to go find them out. But even if you can't review them for free, you can go read about them on Wiki or whoever. and or anywhere, and you can see the plot, the summary, you can hear the names, you can hear the scenario, you can hear what's going on, and you can see that it all means something. And it's all something that's going on. It's all things that are going on right now today, and all things that have been going on for, basically, if you ask me, as long as I guess humans have been here. Somebody's been smart enough to know these things and wave it over our heads, and we're just not looking, and we're not, for some reason, we're not really paying attention. So like I said, I have to go watch the rest of this movie. Just that little first 5-minute thing sucked me in, and I was like, oh my God. Not sucked me in like this is the best movie in the world, because I don't just look at movies and say, oh, this is just entertainment and so on and so on. So I don't look at stuff like that, or play games or anything like that for the reason of playing the game. Well, actually, everybody, when you play a game, you're usually just playing to play. But actually, I'm not, though. I can see the symbology in the game, even if I really don't even pay attention to it. I'm still playing the game, but I'm consciously aware of what I'm doing, what I'm looking at, what I'm playing. And you have to do that 24/7 if you want to understand. You have to really, really start watching these things and watching them from another level than the level that we've all been watching them on for so long. Because I grew up on the Disney channels, I grew up on all that stuff, and I've watched it as well. And I had no idea about any of these things until I took the time to look into it. See, you people who don't take the time to look into these things, and then you want to just discredit them, or you don't want to listen to somebody because you don't know what they're talking about. You don't know what they're talking about because you don't look into it. If you haven't researched it, then how can you even have an opinion or say this person is crazy, especially when they can back it up with facts in movies and scripts and quotes and names, relative names that go to that symbol that connect in a symbolic way to the New World Order, to the, I don't know if it's fruition or fruition of their plan, which they're basically telling you all about. My question is, are you paying attention? So I'm about to go watch the rest of this video. And I am going to make the rest of this list, and I want you guys to take it from there and do your own exploring, watch some other videos, and of course, and you know, I want you to put, if you have a real good video, I want you to put it in the comment section, because it's basically, that will add it to the list. So if anybody, you know, people want to come and check it out, you can put the plot summary, Winky, whatever, and give your own explanation about the movies. Or maybe you have something on your YouTube channel that exposes movies and stuff, and you can post a link so that we all can listen to that, or we all can see where you're coming from. So now I'm going to go back and do that. Peace out, y'all.